let's look at some enemies and other things that we can add into our levels. So we're going to start. I've got my level 1, and I open up what it looks like. Now I have a door which is going to send me to level 2. When I get to level 2, there is nothing. So I'm going to just drag in my floor. Okay, I'm going to drag in another floor. And I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to put my floors, I'll do one more. And you'll see. I'm going to put my sprite in here. And now what I'm going to do, level 2. So what I want to do with this is I'm going to make the size of the entire level very tall. So let's make this maybe 400 wide, and we'll make it 1960 pixels tall. So now I've got a very tall level going on. So here I'm going to play with a different behavior that we can assign the floor. So what I'm going to do is make a floor B. So let's just duplicate this, clone floor A2, and floor A2. I want it. Where'd it go? Floor A2. So this one, I want to make sure I know that it's different, so I'm going to just make it blue. Great. Excellent. Now, here's what we're going to do. We go into the behaviors. We are going to change the behavior. We're going to delete the solid on floor AB2 or A2. We're going to make it jump through. And now you'll be able to jump through it. So we'll give this a test run. Here I am. And I'm able to jump up. Ooh, tricksy. So, not the best level in the world. But let's add an additional element of danger. So I'm back in here, and I want to say, let's see, unbounded scrolling, event G2. Let me just make sure that this is what I'm expecting. Nope, that's not what I want. So to make my life easy, if I want to just make sure that I can't actually move further, go ahead and I put a little fake wall, put another one here, and we're good. Now I'm locked into this region. So, enemies. We're first going to add a sprite. And now we're going to draw an enemy. Why not blue with, oh man, this is going to be ugly. Beautiful. So we add an enemy. Now, there's a couple of things that we can do to make our level reset. First, we're going to have to go to the event sheet. Alright. And now we're going to say, I want an enemy that when I touch him, I die. So, on collision with another object, there we go. And I'm going to choose sprite, add action. Now, the system is going to have to reset the layout. So we can say restart layout. So now let's try it out. So here I am. I'm stuck in my little cage. Boom. So now this enemy interacts with me a certain way. Good. Let's make him more interesting though. So this guy, let's say I want him to go back and forth. Now what I'm going to do, while he's selected, I'm going to add a behavior. This behavior is going to be sine. Now, it looks like a sound wave, and really all that it is a value that has a set level and then it adds and subtracts from it. So here I'm going to say sign, and now I look at the behaviors, and they say active on start, movement, horizontal. So you can choose whether or not you want the angle of it to go up and down, if you want them to be angling, if you want the size to grow and shrink, if you want the width to grow and shrink, all these things, you could play around with them. Sign is going to be the type of movement. So sign is going to be smoothly going from, like, let's say -1 to 1. So it'd be like, let's see, this is -1, and then like -0.5, then 0, 0.5, 1, 0.5, 0, -0.5, -1. And so it's going to go back and forth. So I'm going to leave that. Period random, no. Offset, no. Magnitude, that's going to be how much change there is. So let's say I want them to go back and forth 200 pixels. Okay, period offset. Let's see what this looks like. There. So he's going back and forth 200 pixels. So it's probably 400 pixels total. And now if I were to hit him, or he hits me, we restart. Cool. So we're making some good progress with our enemy. Now let's see if we can do something with line of sight. Basically, we can say not active on start. So I go back to the enemy, behaviors, sign, active on start, no. Here we would have sprite. Okay, let's see. Let me pause. I'm going to make sure I got this right. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a behavior for this character, this enemy. It's called line of sight. So I'm going to add these behaviors. So we go down, we check for line of sight. So obstacles, range. So here it's going to be the maximum distance that you can see. Use collision cells. So don't know what that is. Cone of view is going to be it's a circular range. So how many degrees do you want to be able to see? So I'm saying 180. We'll see what that looks like. And now in the event sheet. So we're going to say our sprite 2. And now when I look at in the events, I have line of sight. When an object has line of sight to sprite, done. And now I'm going to say sprite 3. I'm going to go, so now I pick the enemy, and I'm going to go to the different behavior. Sign, set active. Active. So, now what's happening is, when the sprite touches me, I die. When the sprite can see me, the sprite will start moving back and forth 200. Magnitude 200. So here, let's see. Probably because I had that change that I did. I just guessed. Cone of view. Let's make that 360. This is probably cone of view from starting maybe above it. So it would be the right side. So now he's seen me and he's going back and forth. I'll do that one more time. Yep, he just saw me. Boom. So that's how you make enemies that are a little bit more interesting. Next video, we'll talk maybe about life bars or click and drag. We'll see.